We are ready, Master Zhi.
Thank you. Homage to Amitabha Buddha, our Master Yonghua. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our Sunday morning Pureland Dharma Assembly. How was your Buddha name's recitation this morning? So, for those who are new, just a short description of the purpose of what we do in the morning, Sunday morning, is that we recite Amitabha Buddha Sutra and recite Amitabha Buddha's name for the purpose of rebirth to the Western bliss Pureland of Amitabha Buddha. So, because in Buddhism, the purpose of reciting is to help us to leave this Saha world, because we see this Saha world is suffering. So Sakya Muni Buddha taught us to practice to escape the will of reincarnation or this Saha world. But in this Dharma ending age, it's difficult to achieve that goal, to escape the will of reincarnation. So that's why Sakya Muni Buddha also taught us a different way to escape that will. It's not necessarily you will get the bliss you receive from achieving the goal. The first goal of the teaching of Sakya Muni Buddha is to escape the will of reincarnation. But when you are born, to get reborn or rebirth in the Western bliss Pureland, you don't have to suffer the three lower realms in this Saha world, which is the animal realm, the hungry ghost realm, and the health. So that's like an insurance in our teaching of our master. Is sort of an insurance for us, which don't have to suffer in the lower realms when we run out of blessings. So when we have a chance to go to the Western bliss Pureland, and we have a chance to continue to practice and actually achieve the state of patience of non-production, and that we actually achieve the purpose of reincarnation. So it's also so that the brief description of the purpose of our practice today. So anyone have any question, any comments about that, any experience to share today? If not, we can continue to the introduction to the second patriarch of the Pureland Dharma door. So the name of the second patriarch is called Master Santao. So we have the Chinese characters there for those who want to have a reference. And would you please go to the next page? And that is painting of the patriarch. I think they painted by the way that I think this by Japanese, and because he has the great influences in the practice of the Pureland in Japan, so that's why they painted his appearance, and it's kept in the Otani University Museum in Kyoto, Japan. So the source of that is on Wikipedia. Please go to the next page. So he was born in year 613 in the Sui dynasty era. In the prefecture called Xi Prefecture, now is Zibo Prefecture in Shandong Province. Maybe in the next page we have the picture of that area in China nowadays. And at the age of 10, he's only left the home life under Master Mingsa of the three treatises school. So the purpose of this school is to teach emptiness. And that's one of the important school of Buddhism in China at that time. And after leaving the home life, he started study the Lotus Sutra and Vimalakirti Sutra and other sutra. Those are sutra important sutra in Buddhism. So when he had a chance to see a painting of Western bliss Pureland scene, and he had the great choice. And later he received full ordination with Precepts Master Miao Kai. And I think at the temple of that Precepts Master, there's a sutra repository hall, so where they kept a lot of sutras and commentaries in there. So he prays to Amitabha Buddha for his guidance in the practice. So then he drew out a book. So it turned out just the sutra on the contemplation of the Buddha, of the immeasurable life. The short name is the Contemplation Sutra. So he was happy and devoted fully to the practicing of the 16 contemplation in that sutra. I think that those contemplation is contemplation on the. I haven't read that sutra yet, but it's about the Pure Land. Number 2, please.
Emitofuo, Master Z. So for the Pure Land, there are 3 sutra: the Contemplation Sutra, the Infinite Life Sutra, and Amitabha Sutra. Do you suggest us to read all 3, and do you have good copies of them?
We only have Amitabha Sutra with comments of Master Xian Zhi, and our master have that too. but not the long one, the Contemplation Sutra, and the other one we don't have that. We have a short one, so we just recite the. If we want to know more, you can look for the other sutra. But I've read it in Vietnamese, but not here, not in our temple. We don't have that. Yeah, it's good to have that to read more, but I'm not sure. Maybe we can go to the library or the DRBA to purchase.
I couldn't find it on a DRBA, but I searched other site. But I don't know if it's good enough to like read it, so I was kind of scared reading it.
In English, right?
In English, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember, I'm not sure from whom, but I saw it at my parents' house, and with the whole sutra is very thick. I think with the commentary of some Dharma master in there, I don't remember whom, but very long one. Sorry, our library doesn't have that. The other two sutras beside the Amitabha Sutra.
It's okay. Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
So last night, Master talked about how we're supposed to recite the Buddha's name. I guess that was kind of hard hearing, so I think I kind of got the second one was to be. Now I forgot it. What's the two ways how to recite the Buddha's name again? Besides being desperate.
As I remember, that's to. Anyone remember? I do, but you. Number 7, please.
Thank you, Master. I think Master Yonghua said to recite with grateful mind. That's what I remember.
Yes.
I think that was number 2, but I can't remember what number 1 was.
Yeah, I think Master said that instead of having a sincere mind, instead of having a sincere mind, so the grateful mind will be more helpful in recitation, because Master said, ask if we were Amitabha Buddha, will we be willing to accept someone who is very desperate to go to his Pureland? Yeah, so with the grateful mind, it's easier to achieve the state of the samadhi of Buddha name's recitation. Yeah, I don't remember any other mind. Yes. Anyone have listened to Master last night too? You heard anything differently? No? Okay. Number 7 too, please.
Oh, I think he also said, Master said to have a higher rebirth grade. Is that the one? Don't aim for just desperate go to Pureland, but have a higher grade when you go there.
Yes, Master have been teaching us about that.
So I remember the first one was watch where you recite. If it's like a funeral home, it wouldn't work. You cannot get into recitation samadhi.
Oh, that's the place.
Yes.
The place you recite, right? Is that
first one is the place you recite, and second one is recite with grateful mind.
Okay. Yeah, if that's one, so yeah, the place where we recite the names is important to get into the state of samadhi, of recitation of Buddha's name. Just White Mountain Temple comments, please.
Hello, Master Z. Yesterday I had a chance to translate for Master Dharma lecture, and so I second with Venerable Xian Zhi there. Master, I would like to provide a little bit more information. First is we need the environment. And Master gave an example, you do not want to recite the Buddha name in the cemetery and expect to enter Buddha recitation samadhi. So the environment is important for our practices. Second is that you need to bring forth the mind of being grateful, because Amitabha Buddha created Western Bliss Pureland out of his compassion. It is the best place in this whole universe. So in order for us to tap in with his compassion, that we need to be grateful. And with that grateful mind, it is easier for us to enter Buddha recitation samadhi. So those are the two that I learned from Master yesterday.
Yeah, thank you, Hùng, for elaborated more. Okay, anything else? Okay, we come back to the patriarchs. So after he he started practicing the 16 contemplation according to the Contemplation Sutra. He came to Mount Lu, the monastery there, the Dongling Monastery. We remember that the temple where the first patriarch of Pureland Dharma door, Master Huai Yuan. So he come there to express his reverence to the great master. And at the age of 29, he heard about great master Tao Cho, who was teaching Pureland Dharma in Xian Zhi province, which was about 1,000 miles away from where he stayed. But even that far, he decided to go there. And inspired by Master Tao Cho's teaching on Contemplation Sutra, he became the Master Tao Cho disciple and continued to practice Pureland more diligently. So after Master Tao Cho's death, he returned to Mount Chongnan and immersed deeply into cultivation. Then he came to Chang'an at Xi'an Monastery. He widely propagated Pureland practice, and many monastics and lay practitioners follow him and was greatly benefited. So one of the key teaching of Master of the second patriarch is the Western Bliss Pureland is the reward land based on the vows and merits of Amitabha Buddha, not the results of practitioners who attend rebirth there. So that's why it matched with Master Yonghua teaching about because the Pureland is the result of the cultivation of Amitabha Buddha. So we should have the grateful mind. to recite the Buddha's name. So his mass was the teaching of the patriarch. And he have more key teachings such as the importance of oral recitation of Amitabha Buddha's name. So that what is one of the 5 practices he's emphasized. So which include the recitation of the Amitabha Sutra, so what we have been doing in our Dharma assembly, and meditation and visualization of the Amitabha Buddha. Yes, when we sit down and we recite Buddha name and out loud and silently, and then it's another form of meditation. And worshiping and bowing to the Buddha. And the last one is chanting praises and making offerings to the Buddha. So we do what, like one of the other day, right? One day we do the 88 Buddha repentance. The other day we recite Amitabha Buddha, and then after the praise, and we circumambulate in the Buddha hall and recite Buddha name, and then recite the praise, the vow to the Western Bliss Pureland. So also they introduced the foremost of practice, which was reverential, exclusive, interrupted, and lifelong. So the reverential meaning that we have a respectful mind and have a mind of being grateful to the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, and the sacred assembly in the Pureland. That's the first meaning of the most. The second one is an exclusive practice, meaning that beside the Pureland Dharma door, we don't practice anything else, just focus on the Pureland practice. The third one is uninterrupted, is that when we recite Buddha name or other 5 practices introduced before, we don't have any other activity that interrupt our the mind of practicing. And we should do that in the whole life. Yeah, so that is the foremost of practice, the Pureland Dharma door that second patriarch introduced to us. Simply go back to the other place. Yes. So other author of his writing included praise of rebirth and the meritorious Dharma gay of the Samadhi, involving contemplation of ocean-like marsh of the Buddha Amitabha. We have the Chinese character there for any of us who wants to read the sources. Then the price of the Dharma services. In the price of Dharma services, he introduced like that the kind of ritual that we do in the ceremony. So I think maybe part of our ceremony of the Dharma, Pureland Dharma door, maybe we follow that rituals. And the correct mindfulness for rebirth at the moment of death. In that writing, he listed some kind of obstruction, I guess, obstruction that stop us from the practice of the Pureland and wouldn't be reborn in the Western Bliss Pureland. Yeah, go to the next page, please. Anyone have any questions? So in his commentary on the Contemplation Sutra, it's included the famous parable of two rivers and a wide path. Like it's like a metaphor of the practice of the Pure Land. Dharma is depicted a man crossing a river with a churning water on one side, and the other side is fire. Then there a wide, narrow path to crossing the river, and when that person have to cross that narrow path to go to the Pure Land on the other side, while hearing the call of Amitabha Buddha on the other side. We go to the next page. So in that another painting to illustrate the parable. This is painting made in Japan too, in the 13th century, and now it's held at the Kosetsu Museum of Art in Japan. So it shows that his teaching is really have a lot of influence in China and Japan, and I think Korea too. And so during his lifetime, he diligently cultivated. It's known that when he entered his own room, and he always knew in front of Amitabha Buddha altar and recites Buddha name until he have no energy and didn't have any bed to sleep. Maybe like sleeping like we do nowadays, and strictly upheld precepts. And then he didn't pursue any worldly fame, and all the offering of the lay people, he just kept the minimal one for him to survive, but then offer the rest to fund, to do other Buddha's work, like to fund the writing of over 100,000 scrolls of Amitabha Sutra and more than 300 murals of Pure Land scenes. Then in the year 681, he climbed on the willow tree in front of his temple and praised to Buddha, praised to Amitabha Buddha, and departed. Yeah, that's his whole life. I think because we can see that there's a gap, like compared to the first patriarch, like that's the time between them, like about 200 years. So the second patriarch didn't get the certification from the first patriarch. Is different from Chan practice. So, but then he was. I think people saw his influence in the practice of Pureland Dharma, so they voted. I don't know. I think it's the process. I think the process is certified by a different Dharma master, but not the first patriarch. Anyone have any question, any comments? So I think if not, we can finish here today. That's all I have. Thank you, everyone.